I need you to know. I didn't kill Maria or Dukes. I may be the Bay Harbor butcher, but I promise you I didn't kill them. It's your fault. Now I'm dying. Because of you. Just like they did. I'm sorry. Dexter Morgan. Fuck you.
Hello, all. Welcome back to What's On Tonight, a podcast with elaborate, quirky, and unpredictable conversations about TV, movies, and more. I'm Becky.
And I'm Mark.
And I'm Kelsey.
Today we are covering Dexter Resurrection, Episode 9, Touched by an Angel. Please note this is a spoiler-filled podcast, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, don't want to be spoiled, stay way off the internet, and come back and check us out after you finished watching. I saw today that episode 10 was leaked.
Really?
I don't know how it happened, but so there's rumor that they will release the episode early to try to get ahead of that. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I'm curious. Anyway.
Okay.
All right, well, before we get into episode 9, we got some feedback from Alma on last week's episode, and she says, oh my goodness, the cats are getting annoyingly close to Dexter, LOL. On a quick note, woohoo, Harrison got lucky. Yes, he did, and got consent ahead of time. Good boy. She says, I hope Gigi doesn't break his heart, same, and I also hope she doesn't die. That slumlord was a piece of work, ... I totally cracked up when Dexter was like, Harrison showed a lot of restraint when he dealt with him. And that's laughing, crying face emoji, and I think like a hand over the mouth emoji. Batista is looking like he has lost it. Oh, I'm curious what you think now. And how did Prater and Charlie just happen to run into Dexter? Oof, and Al just got away. I wonder if Dexter will go looking for him at the end of the season or if we will see him again next season. And Alma, based on this finale, I'm going to guess next season. Shit, I don't know. The show. Anyway. Wow. Thank you, Alma.
Who knows?
Yeah. Thank you, Alma.
Curious to hear your thoughts on this week. So keep sending in the feedback.
Oh, yeah. Episode 9 was directed by Marco Siega, teleplay by Scott Reynolds, and story by Matt Vinay.
Kelsey, would you like to share the synopsis for this episode?
Sure. Evading Prater's question, Dexter flees the restaurant with Harrison and catches him up on Prater's serial killer club and recent events. Harrison is later cornered by Charlie in the Empire Hotel, where she questions him about his identity and relationship to Red, and Harrison tells a version of the truth. Furious, Dexter cases Charlie's home but finds her terminally ill mother, and then surprises Charlie in her car with a Geely saw around her neck a la The Dark Passenger. While at his mercy, Charlie reveals she's forced to work for Prater because he has been paying for her mother's care and treatment, and says everything she does is by Prater's direct order. Angel, still in pursuit of Dexter, is confronted by Detective Wallace and Detective Oliva about not being an active law enforcement member, and is ordered to leave and to surrender his badge. Instead of leaving, Batista tracks down Prater to investigate their connection and reveals to Charlie and Prater that the man they know is in fact Dexter Morgan and the Bay Harbor Butcher. Prater lures Dexter into a trap in his vault of goodies, where he offers to be Dexter's benefactor on the condition that he kill Angel. Dexter instead cuts Angel free, but Angel attempts to kill Dexter, and he's fatally shot by Prater. Charlie and Prater retreat, locking Dexter and Angel in the vault. Dexter confesses to Angel that he is the Bay Harbor Butcher, but that he did not kill Dokes or LaGuerta. Angel dies, cursing Dexter's name, leaving him devastated and furious at his death.
So no need to podcast anymore because we got all the information already.
Oh, we're going to talk about it. There is so much shit in this
There is
episode
so
to
much
talk
crap that
about.
happened. Yes.
All right. Well, let's get into killer moments because I feel like, surprisingly, I only have 2 pages of notes, but these notes are deep. So bear with me.
Wow.
I don't know that my first comment here is necessarily a killer moment, but when I finished this episode
Mhm.
and the credits finished, I just kind of sat there as Paramount Plus is trying to force me to watch Tulsa King, and Tulsa King came on the show, and I gave it a lot of thought. And I thought a lot about desperation and the consequences that come from desperate actions. And so I kind of want to sum up our 4 main characters and how their acts of desperation ended badly or will most likely end badly, whatever. I don't know.
So you're talking about at least 2 key characters, Dexter, Charlie, and who else?
Prater and Batista.
Well, Batista at the end of this is dead, so he
Right. So acts of desperation. So Batista has been, since getting that call in New Blood that Dexter Morgan is alive and all of this, he has been absolutely desperate to expose the Bay Harbor Butcher. And in that act of desperation, he retires from his job. He leaves his job. He comes to New York and is desperately stalking Dexter, telling the truth. Everything he says is fact, but the way he's looking so desperate, the New York Police Department is against him. Quinn corroborates basically, yes, he just up and left. He's crazy. He's desperate. And now he had to surrender his badge. And ultimately that desperation, thinking he was protecting Prater from Dexter, goes to Prater and ends up dying. So his desperate actions and the consequence that it led to. Granted, I don't blame him for his death per se. He didn't know. He was just doing what Batista always does. He just trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
He almost is like a whistleblower, at a company. Like they're the ones that often get blamed and for pointing out the things that are wrong.
Right.
And that's why there's laws in place for it now.
Yeah.
Trying to do the right thing, they bite themselves in the ass.
Yeah, they are the source of their own self-destruction. Yeah, I get it.
That's good. And then we have Charlie, who we learn a lot about in this episode. And we basically, the end result is the reason she works for Prater, and good call, Mark, that we would get her backstory by the end of the season.
Yeah.
She's desperate to save her mom. So through that desperation, she takes a job with a very hideous human being and has forced herself into doing things and dealing with situations that she obviously does not approve of.
Correct.
So then you have Dexter, who has been desperate his entire life to keep his secret. But now he's, with the interactions and everything that just happened with Prater and Charlie and Harrison, he is still desperate to protect his identity, but also to keep his son safe. And what that ends up costing him is his oldest friend. And we don't know till we get to the end of the season or the end of this series what else it's going to cost him. But Dexter's desperation throughout his entire life has cost him people that he loves and lives that he's loved. So
yeah, there's also the issue with every time Dexter exposes himself of who he is to his loved ones, he literally puts them in danger at every point. And every time that always happens, guess what? They die. Anybody who he worked with, except for Lumen, and I keep bringing up Lumen, it's really weird, but all the other characters that he had like interaction within the original series have died that knew who he was and how he was. Dokes, LaGuerta, everybody else that came into contact with him and then found out who he truly was Deborah unfortunately died, but the fact is that Dexter is still, he has a love for his own son. And he had a love for Batista because he's known Batista for over 20 plus years. And then now he died, which really sucks. There was an interview too recently on Good Morning America with the actor. And I thought it was very, very good. But it sucks that he's really putting Harrison in this point of danger.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Okay, hold
in
on.
comparison?
Before we get to that, I have one
Okay.
more desperate person and consequences, and I'm talking about Prater.
Ooh, yeah. Well, he's crazy.
So Prater is obviously, in the way I see it, very desperate to grow his collection of people and trophies. And through that, I feel like he let Dexter in. He let the wrong guy in and infiltrate his circle of
Oh, he let the right guy
crazy
in.
or whatever.
Honestly.
Right. But that desperation to be, because what we saw with his reaction to Charlie being assaulted by Dexter and finding out that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, all of that, it's just, you just see how desperate he is to have these kinds of people in his world. And I feel like this next episode is going to bring a lot of consequences for Prater.
Yeah.
Because of that desperation to collect these people and these trophies. So that was my biggest takeaway from this episode, is what you will do when you're desperate and how unfortunately those actions can lead to some pretty bad shit.
All right. I'm going to segue this to a movie that it was the origination of Hannibal Lecter. I think it was the movie Hannibal. And you had somebody who is loving all these people, serial killers and whatnot. I'm forgetting his name. He played Commissioner Gordon in the Batman films. But he wound up getting like mutilated by Hannibal Lecter, eaten by a bunch of pigs. It's their fascination with these people, which Prater shows, and that will be his outcome at the end. He will die by the hands of a supposed serial killer.
But Prater is also a master manipulator.
Yes, he
I
is.
don't believe half of I don't believe pretty much anything that he says. Even though he's playing fangirl to Dexter as the Bay Harbor Butcher, I don't necessarily believe it.
Really?
He did try to shoot Dexter.
But I think that was out of an, forgive me,
He was
act
just
of
like in a
desperation.
phase.
Because he didn't want to lose the most precious serial killer find he's ever had. So he went for Batista.
But he loves serial killers. So if there's a serial killer that's killing serial killers, then I feel like there's like an inherent conflict there, because he's going to mess with all of his pets. But even aside from that, everything he says, he's always manipulating the people around him. Like Charlie said, that he finds your weaknesses. He's always triangulating between people. Like the way he immediately throws Charlie under the bus when he's talking to Dexter on the phone.
Very true.
And says like, oh yeah, Charlie, she got a little overzealous. I mean, how many times has he passed the buck onto her, onto other people? I don't know that, like, there's more strings that are being pulled than we're seeing. I don't know if we will.
Well, I think this season will end off with a cliffhanger. I really do.
I did something I never do.
Don't do that.
And I watched the trailer for next week's episode. And it was a quick, short trailer, so it didn't
Mhm.
Didn't get a lot. Mostly it was Dexter's inner monologue, but Dexter says he's going to expose Prater for who he really is. So I feel like at this gala, somehow, and I have an idea of how Dexter might get out of that thing.
Okay.
Because when they were entering the vault and Prater entered his code, Prater did not block his body to hide the keypad. And we all had a clear view of that keypad. So I feel like Dexter's gonna probably have taken note of that. He's not stupid. So anyway, that to get back to your point, Kelsey, yes, he is a master manipulator, but I do think that he genuinely would be Dexter's benefactor because he would still get his week. Like he said, we will still host these gatherings. We'll spend a week with these people, and then I get to watch you do what you do. So, yeah, he's still going to get his trophies. He's still going to get his little kinky quirk of being around these serial killers. And then on top of that, an added bonus to make him want to allow Dexter to do this is he would actually get to be there in the room. Like last week, I want to be in the room where it happens. He would get to be in the kill room where it happens.
Yeah. But I mean,
And I also think too, with the investigation of the New York Ripper, I think that somebody of short stature and using those little hooks that the detectives have actually divulged from his blood spatter analysis will
spatter.
literally go
Not splatter.
blood spatter, not splatter. Sorry.
Well, Dexter literally corrected Gigi on splatter to spatter in this episode.
Yeah.
Yes, that she
I got
did.
it.
Yeah, that he did. But I'm just saying it could be, of all people, Prater himself, who is the New York Ripper.
I just don't see it.
I think
it's Oliva. The more that man talks every episode, the more I think it's him.
Do you know what? I finally looked up his name. Do you know what his first name is?
What?
Melvin.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Like the actor's name or the character's
No,
name?
the character's name.
Melvin. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I don't know how much longer he has, but as long as he's here, we should call him Melvin.
I feel like I identify with his level of seriousness sometime. When she was listing off when Claudette was listing off all of the places, all the employees and departments that they could be in, he was like, she said Parks and Rec. He's like, oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be me.
He got her to laugh at the needle in a haystack joke.
Yep.
Laugh is a stretch, but
or smile. Maybe smile.
Yeah.
They have good chemistry. So
They do.
He knows how to handle her.
He definitely does. That's true. All right, Kelsey, what is a killer point you'd like to discuss?
Well, we saw the Ripper's tool.
Did you know that was a clue? That was a clue that's been sitting in front of us this entire show?
Yes. I had stumbled on Reddit. I did a thing I don't usually do, and I'd looked and someone had mentioned that it was a thing. The tool in Prater's goodie vault, that it was a thing that lifted off sewer covers, and that the title sequence that says Dexter Resurrection is, in fact, a sewer cover.
Yeah.
So
I didn't catch that till my second watch. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, I had read that, and so I knew that, but I didn't come up with it, so it wasn't something I was going to say. But yes, the New York Ripper is definitely going to be a bigger part of the story than they've got now. If they're baking it into the title sequence and not letting us into it until 9th episode, I feel like that's going to be a big arcing story we may not get answers on that for a while. But Claudette listed off all of the departments and things anybody could have access to that tool. The Department of Buildings, Design and Construction, Parks and Rec, Sanitation, Housing Authority, and which, when you add it all up, I looked it up, it's about 25,000 people. The biggest of those being the Housing Authority at about 10,000 employees. But then you also get seasonal workers for Parks and Rec and Sanitation with parks and snow removal. So yeah, definitely too large to comb through. Although for a minute I was like, oh, but also couldn't anybody just order it off Amazon? But I think the Ripper started before Amazon was maybe a thing.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long she's been chasing him.
It's 20 years, right?
Is it 20 years?
Yeah.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, because Dexter's been gone we've got 12 years gap.
Mm-hmm.
And he stopped killing. Yeah, I think it's been, let's just say 15 to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So if they've got 25,000 active employees and then they would have, over 15 to 20 years, that's not very helpful information.
That is true.
What do you think they're going to do with that?
It could actually move into season 2.
I think the focus of season 2 is going to be the New York Ripper.
Yeah, he will figure out who the New York Ripper is.
And he'll do his dance of trying to get to the New York Ripper before the police can.
Yeah.
I mean, if Prater's got the tool, maybe he sets Prater up to look like the New York Ripper.
Yeah.
That's possible.
If you're saying, well, you say you watched the preview.
No, we didn't watch it.
No, I didn't. That's all. I don't know.
Like I said, it was very, very quick. So the tool did not come up. It was basically, it shows Harrison at the party, working the party, Dexter in the vault, and then Prater on stage. And that's when Dexter says, I am going to finally expose him for who he really is. And that's it. It did not give anything away, but that tool did not show up in it. So I feel like this finale is going to be centered on Prater because, I thought a lot about Batista and how long. Okay, so Batista retired, told Quinn and them he was up and going to New York. Didn't tell them why or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Claudette told him, if I see you again in New York, I will arrest you. So it's going to be a while before anybody realizes that Batista is gone. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that's going to be, unfortunately, it's going to be on Dexter's mind and it's going to be a part of the season finale, but it's not, I don't think it's going to be, I do think Batista will come up in season 2, but I think it's going to end up being Quinn who calls Claudette because he hasn't heard from
Angel
from him in a while. Yeah. And so she wanted, because they have his badge. Obviously, they're going to, I'm assuming, get it back to Miami Metro at some point. So I feel like Quinn is going to end up
in New York,
looking for Batista. Somehow, some way, he's going to end up woven into the storyline for season 2. But I don't think, long story short, or long story long, I don't think Batista is going to be a central focus until next season because it's going to be a minute before anybody realizes he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not any reason for anybody to be looking for him.
Just yet.
Yeah.
I realized I said, what did I say? I think I said sewer cover. I meant manhole cover.
Well, it's the same thing.
They're the same.
Just to correct myself.
It's the same thing. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised next season that we get, of all people, Eric Stone Street come back.
Yeah.
I think he would make a surprise appearance, but I think it would be Dexter going to Wisconsin to get him. And Mark, Lumen. Where was Lumen from?
Lumen. Where was Lumen from? That's a good question.
I mean, Harrison, his lie said Chicago. I don't know if that was Just instead of Argentina, but
No, that was Hannah. That's Siobhan Strahovski's character. This is Lumen.
oh, sorry.
So,
Oh, Minnesota. Never mind.
it's still cold.
Mark and I are so jonesing for Lumen to make an appearance. So I tried to piece it together like he was gonna go to Wisconsin.
I love me my Julia Stiles, and I would love to see her to come back. But yeah, I would not be surprised if we do not get a Lumen experience.
I'm holding out hope. She would be a good one for him to live happily ever after with.
I think so
if they give
too.
him a happily ever after. I don't know.
Or happily never after, and he'll be dead.
All right. There's still a lot more to unpack in this episode. Mark, what is one of your killer points?
One of my killer points actually is about Harrison and his growing, and Dexter, like Harrison reaching out to Dexter and talking about how Charlie came to his work, and they have to have that father-son conversation about certain things, and he did divulge certain information, which was very hard for him to accept. Charlie finding out that Dexter is a rideshare guy because he's portraying Red. It was laughable to her for the fact that he winds up killing a lot of rideshare people. Red does.
She was so genuinely chuffed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was so like that was a genuine like chuckle about it and laughing about it. And then his conversation with Harrison about covering up his identity, him being a fatherly kind of figure to Harrison, which is so very cool. And saying, hey, you need and just like you need to come live with me, you have to come with me here.
Yeah.
I think Harrison did a great job of not knowingly, but
And
doing his
covering
best
up.
to mix, to be honest, but he did throw in some lies there. And I think,
Yeah.
With Hannah as being the mother.
and he's panicked. And Dexter says, that's okay. He calms him down and says, the right amount of truth sells a good lie.
Yep. It was solid lying. Harrison doesn't always do it great, but he did pretty good.
He did pretty good.
Especially with a gun sitting there. I mean, Charlie's intimidating.
Yeah, we've said before, and what did he said? She's fucking scary, is what she is.
Yeah,
that's what he said. Oh, because Dexter was like, oh, she's persuasive.
Yeah.
She's terrifying.
But also in the fact that Harrison bringing back Gigi to his house, his apartment.
Oh my God. Giving him the condoms.
And having the talk. And he's like, dude, Dad, I don't need the talk. Like,
I know how these work.
Yeah.
It made me think of the Pit when everybody tried to give Noah Wiley's kid all those condoms. He's like, please. He's like, oh, let me give you something. He's like, please, not more condoms.
Yeah, he did. I
He's
love
like, what?
Noah Wiley's
Money.
face. They're like, wait, what? Oh, I'm so glad you watched that show.
I kept thinking that's what I was thinking of. I agreed with Penny that Gigi is like a manic pixie dream girl, and she's something about her just rubs me the wrong way. The way they write her, like.
I think she's secretly a serial killer in her own mind.
In her own mind. I don't know. Maybe that is that how she hurt her hand or whatever.
Her passion. Yeah.
I just think she's just a forward, strong, confident young woman.
She's not portrayed with much depth.
No.
To me, when they put her on the screen, she's just like, ha, I love sex. And yeah, I'm going to hit on you. I just like, there's just not much more to her than that.
I disagree.
It might come out in season 2 for all we know.
She's a sex positive young woman. And I am glad that.
But she's not just sex positive.
Last week, you got that very emotional moment with her realizing her dream is over And Harrison's like, no, there's more to it. And, through that conversation, she said that she was, Harrison's like, yeah, she's looking into going to forensics too. So I don't feel like anybody's giving her enough credit.
But even then, why do they? So she's like having this emotional moment where her dream is ripped away from her. Mm-hmm. Why is she having this conversation with a guy she has just met?
Because she feels a connection. Okay.
She barely knows him. It's like they put her in a, like, he's her savior because he's going to point her towards forensic.
I don't see her in such a negative light the way so many people, the way y'all do. I don't get it.
I think it's too laxed, yes, but and it's easy in the writing. But sometimes we do have these casual conversations that there is a connection with. And I could see, Kelsey, what you're talking about, how it's very hard because you're like, oh, they've only known each other and they have each other's numbers. They text and talk, but is this the true person? But that's all about, the moments of growing up and becoming their own. Where's Harrison right now? What age is he? Is he in his like late teens, early 20s?
19.
He's 18 or 19.
So is Gigi. So they're very flamboyant. They're very at that caliber of like, let's see where it goes from here and just be honest about who we are. And she calls him out on his shit, and then he calls her out on her shit. So there's that whole flirtatious feeling. So they do know each other to some degree, but a lot of it is a little bit of growing because of the fact that, Harrison is still hiding everything about his dad, where he came from, his history. We don't know anything about Gigi in any way,
Other than she likes sex. And she hurt her hand, and now she's very
flirtatious, and she knows how to manipulate. So I think in this Wheelwell,
well, I don't know about manipulate.
Well, she could manipulate in the sense of getting to Dexter and learning from his Wheelwell of being a serial killer. We don't know.
Becky is so mad at us right now.
Oh, yeah, she is.
I am not mad. I am just checked out of this particular. I have said all I want to say about that, and I'm just checking out of this portion of the conversation.
My only other further response is that, I think there's a difference between being, confident and sex positive and using sex as a deflection from other feelings or as a response to trauma. And she seems more in the latter.
Okay, that I can understand. That makes sense.
But nobody around her quit. Like, it's just, if there's not more to her, then she's poorly written, in my opinion.
I hope they don't write her off because I really like the character. I'm not saying because she's a very pretty actress but the character is very well written in the sense of how she portrays in her interactions with Harrison.
She's a 20-ish year old young woman who found a cute boy.
She's doing a good job playing it.
I think they're writing her like a 20-year-old cute girl who's found a cute boy. And she's been in 2 episodes. So I don't know. I like it. I like her and Harrison. They make me smile when they're on camera together. I think it's cute.
But if we get to know her and we get to know that there's more there, then anyway,
that's the most part. Yeah,
it just bothers me.
That's fair.
I want more for the character, honestly.
I hope so. All right. I would like to talk about the moment when Dexter gets in the car with Charlie.
Ooh.
And I want to say, well done, Uma Thurman.
Oh, yeah.
We have seen Charlie
so good
with a coat of armor on, right? Like she is, as everyone, they said, the scary as fuck, or however they put it.
Yep.
So It's so obvious that everything she's doing because she loves her mom. And when Dexter says that he discovered her mom and that, the tears flowing down her face, and she really, I don't think would have cared had Dexter sawed her head off in that moment. All she wanted to know is my mom okay? And that, I loved that bit of writing. I loved Dexter coming in hot as quote unquote red. I loved the fear, honest, raw fear that she showed in that moment, worried about her mother, not about her own life, but about her mom's.
Yep.
And then when creepy ass Prater wants to see her injury, and she starts that, I don't know if y'all noticed when he starts talking about what to do next with
He
Dexter
wants to play
Red.
with, I don't think, how's your mom?
Yeah, she wanted to back out, and he immediately put through her weakness in her face. Like you said, Kelsey, how's your mom? And that was just all well done by the writing, the acting. I loved getting that glimpse into Charlie this episode.
It was that same little redirect that he did, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, with the lady that messed up the stage, setting up for his gala. Only then he was like grooming it, setting up, no problem. Like, how's your mother? How's whatever? I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was a mother. How's this? Blah, blah, blah.
I think it was her daughter.
But it was like in a genuinely soft way. And then here where it's like, I've already like clicker training a dog almost, oh, I don't think, how's your mom? How is she dealing with how's the specialist? Is the specialist going okay? Like, just completely pulled her off her thought, derailed her. Like, nope, you don't get to have those thoughts. You only get to have the thoughts that I tell you to have. I can imagine in the earlier days of him knowing Charlie that it might have gone more like the conversation he had with the lady at the gala. And, you implant that as like clicker training.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is the hold I have on you. And yeah, just that like sort of conditioning, training. It's like, ugh.
Prater is disgusting. All right, Kelsey, what's your next thought?
Well, I guess I just can't, I want to keep talking about Prater.
Yeah.
And because I'm thinking now about his face in the vault at the end.
That man was downright giddy. You could have put that clown costume on him and it would have fit. Like we discussed in earlier episodes, would he be pissed if he found out that Dexter was really the Bay Harbor Butcher? No, he was freaking, it was like his birthday. Like, he got that robot that parents are waiting in lines for, hours on end on Black Friday. You tickle me, yes. Aw, I remember that. I got one of those for my godson. That was a mess. But yeah, I'm sorry, Kelsey. Please continue.
Oh no, you're fine. I don't know that I genuinely believe if he was tickled or not, or if that's the situation he was selling, or if he believed that until he didn't think that that's what he was going to get. But when he shot Batista, first of all, well, actually, Peter Dinklage has been doing such a good job this season. I don't know
real.
That I have stopped and said it enough, but he is so good at these like creepy asides to like, oh, Charlie, you're embarrassing me. He's just so good. He's so believable as this creepy billionaire being a master psychopath, manipulator, whatever he is. He's been doing so good. So any scene he's in, I know he's going to kill it.
Yeah.
And so then he shoots Batista. Terrible fucking aim.
Yeah.
Really, really bad aim. Like stormtrooper level shooting.
Yeah.
And he was very close. Like, he wasn't very far away. So he shoots Batista and Batista goes down. And then he's got this like, I'm in it. I'm taking blood now. And he's staring down Dexter
Yep.
with the gun, and then Charlie takes him down before he shoots Dexter, and then out of the vault. I'm like, so then I'm like, were you going to shoot Dexter because he wasn't doing what you wanted?
I think that's
Or
what it
was
was.
Because he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, or were you just bloodthirsty?
Yeah,
was-
I think he
yeah,
just
he
was
was
like, oh,
definitely in the
damn, that's
moment.
what it's like to kill somebody. And it was in the moment. And that's why, because, when Charlie, when he was handing Dexter the knife to kill Batista, Charlie was like, duh, I don't think this is a good idea. And he cut her
Yeah.
off.
Mhm.
And so I think it was a heat of the moment scenario. I think had he done it, he would regret it, because I believe in my soul, he thinks he has found like the Picasso of serial killers. He's found the echelon. This is his prize possession, and he would have regretted taking him out.
I don't know, but now he's thinking that he can just be his own serial killer.
Or he could have the ultimate collection of the Bay Harbor Butcher in his own trophy case.
Yeah, like at his
Just
beck and
keep
call.
him in the vault.
Yeah, or not in the vault, but he could have him locked away somewhere. I mean, the man's got a shitload of money, so there's no denying he could have some kind of fortress somewhere where he could just force this guy to kill at his pleasure, whoever,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that that's where we're headed. I don't think Prater's going to make it past next week, but the man doesn't think rationally because he's power hungry and he's desperate for these trophies.
Attention.
And he's got it. He's got this trophy in his vault. He's going to have to calm down and do some serious thinking about it. But I don't think he wants rid of
First he's
Dexter
got a
at
gala
all.
downstairs he's got to attend.
Right. Because that's
That is
happening
true. Yeah.
later that night, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past that the next episode, and yes, listeners, I have not watched the leaked episode.
I
But
will not.
my fortuitous thought is that Dexter escapes and he goes to the gala, and at a certain point he does encounter Prater, and with Charlie's help he is able to do the one thing that nobody would do. It would be to kill Prater. Whether it be in front of an audience, that's a different discussion. But I think he does take out Prater.
I wouldn't be shocked if he gets some help from Charlie.
Same here.
Despite their...
We have to remember Harrison's out there. And they, Harrison is...
I wouldn't put it past that Prater utilized Harrison as a waiter for the gala.
He will be there. He will
Which
for
is
sure be
interesting.
there.
We'll have to see how that happens because he told his friend that he didn't want to go there.
Well, that's my thought is use having Dexter in his possession to get Harrison to show up to this
That's
gala.
fair. It's also a police gala, is it not? Or gala for
Yeah.
police. So at least
We know
Melvin,
Olivia's going to be there.
Detective Melvin, is going to be
Melvin,
there.
yeah. Dang it. Thanks, Kelsey. Melvin will be there.
Mr. Melvin will be there. And
Or maybe he winds up Dexter is stuck within that vault. He finds the information about the New York Ripper, and it is pointed more towards Prater. And at the gala, when he escapes at a certain point, showing that information that Prater was all along the New York Ripper. I don't know. We these are all speculated thoughts. I have not watched the episode. I have to wait just like everybody else. And
it's so hard not to speculate after this episode.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like all I want to do.
Yeah. I have conversations with friends who do follow the show at work, and we talk about it, and they go, "Oh my God, did you see?" I was like, "Yeah." And then we literally do what we do on the podcast. And they're like, "Oh, you got to bring that up." I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to bring that up." And I do. And that's what I do. So it's our discussions as friends.
I did like it when Dexter was talking about faith and how some people put their faith in God, but he puts his in his blade. And then as he's walking in to Prater's, he says in situations like this that he wishes he had a God to pray to. And then when Prater whirls around and calls him Dexter Morgan, he says, okay, I'll do it. A little help here, God.
I also liked then when Prater was like, oh, you know, we'll have my gathering and then you come and you just kill them all at the end. And he was like, he quipped in his head, like, look at him taking my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I didn't catch that. That's good.
Yeah, a quote that I have that I liked about Dexter to Prater, and it was outside the restaurant after Prater shows up in the very beginning. And Dexter says to Prater, he goes, if I wanted to fuck with your little gathering, you would never see me coming.
Yeah, that was
Which
good.
is exactly what he did.
Yeah. I guess also not about Prater, but well, when he said, oh, like you kill him, I have a note here said needs more plastic. I didn't realize I wrote that down. As to his kill table, needs more plastic.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. But wasn't that his brother's kill table?
Yes, that's the one that Dexter killed his brother on.
That is true.
Okay. I thought so. I didn't have any other thoughts on that other than that, but
I liked where Dexter, like, I called this portion Dad Dexter, where, you know, he has the dad moment when they're all in the apartment together and he's like, oh, well, what are we all going to do tonight? I think I have a deck of cards around here. I love seeing Dexter growing into this dad role in a genuine fashion, not in a trying to raise his kid to be like him, but just trying to be a dad. Although in another dad moment, which was so bad, I wrote here, Dexter comes clean to Harrison. I really liked his honesty, but what an odd father-son moment. You know, but Harrison opens up to him. He's like, oh, God, this is like you getting close to the Trinity killer. And that's what got Mom killed. So I'm in danger. And Dexter says it when he's on the phone with Harrison. He says it when he's there with Harrison. I will protect you. I will not let anything happen to you. Really like the father-son moments that we've had since Dexter sat down and was honest with Harrison about what happened to his mom.
Yeah, it's so earnest. And his mask kind of drops with Harrison.
It does.
In a way that it doesn't. Like all of these little asides that he'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Gemini killer. He's like, not him, them. Twins.
Yeah.
Like, can you believe
it? A little
like,
bit of pride in showing his son, hey, look what I did.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey.
Or I can remember a scene like way earlier in the season when they went into the funeral. And he was like, oh, yeah, he was attacked by the Dark Pastor. And he's like, the other one, not, you know. He so genuinely, you know, like he said, you know, he may not love like other people love, but he definitely feels differently about him than any other person.
And that's making Harrison welcome him in because he's finally getting the real Dexter,
and he's not trying to play a part.
Right.
Like so often, you know, Dexter has fit in by trying to play these different parts. Like he's not trying to play dad. He's trying to be there for him genuinely, which I mean, he did have a really good dad. His dad was there for him in a way that nobody else on the planet would have. So
yeah, Harry was always there for Dexter, and I think he's trying to play the Harry to his own son and learning from him. That's why it's always in the back of his head that Harry's there, and I'm glad for it. You know,
it's amazing what positive male role models can do in young men's lives.
I raised me a damn good serial killer.
I mean, he's the best. He's the best serial killer.
If you're going to raise a serial killer, make it the best serial killer. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's give a minute before we move on to Batista. I I got my wish. They did not frame Batista as the Bay Harbor Butcher, and I am grateful for that. I think it's safe to say we all pretty much knew Batista was not long for this world. I am grateful Dexter was not the one who took him out, but it is 100%, like Mark was talking about earlier, those who tend to get close to Dexter die. It's Dexter's fault that Batista is dead, though I do appreciate the way they wrote this unfolding. I wish his death had been given a little bit more pomp and circumstance, and maybe we will get that once it's discovered that he's gone. We'll get more because this just happened really quickly. But I do like it coming together. It felt like it flowed naturally. Like, okay, he's at the police station. Sadly, he just lost his badge, and great acting by David Zayas for the way he portrayed all of these emotions from the second he walked in feeling confident that they wanted to see him to realizing they know he's not an active police officer, taking his badge, seeing Prater, aha moment, I can save someone, going to Prater's, feeling that sense of pride that he's gonna protect this guy by finally getting someone to hear him when he says this is the Bay Harbor Butcher. And that moment of Charlie, that smug look on her face when she shows him that picture and the way that she's passing the phone back and forth, that was more great Uma Thurman acting.
Yeah, such a subtle I told you so look.
Yeah, but it made it believable as to why he would end up at Prater's. So I did like that. I think it was good that Dexter did confess to him in his final moments. Yes, I am the Bay Harbor Butcher, but Dexter is honest to tell him, I did not kill Dokes. Still your fault. And nor did I kill Maria, but yeah, still your fault, Dexter. But what I appreciate in this moment is they kept true to this angel who's been this desperate man, desperate to find and out this killer, that he doesn't offer Dexter any forgiveness. He simply says, Dexter Morgan, fuck you. And then he's gone. And that is something Dexter is going to have to live with for the rest of his life. So it wasn't my ideal fate for Batista.
Oh, yeah.
If this was how it was going to go, I do think the way everything segued up to it was well. And I like that they gave Batista the last word, and Batista did not give Dexter any forgiveness, any relief. Sorry about your luck, dude. You suck ass. Now I'm dead. That's how I feel about that.
I don't know that I can agree with Angel's death being Dexter's fault, though. Because if Angel's desperate ass hadn't followed him to New York.
You're right. I just said desperation and consequences, didn't I?
Like, you know, if he had just gone on about his life, he had to be right. And other people had to know that he was right. And he was desperate to prove that.
That's fair.
And I don't think that's Dexter's fault. The other ones, you can't say that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
that one I don't quite agree.
I will take back that little portion there. But everything else was Dexter's fault.
Everything else is Dexter's fault.
So I just have like a few side notes. Do you guys have anything else that you want to discuss before we move into the remainder of this podcast?
I just had a little.
Preach, sister, preach.
Actually, two little things.
That's what he said.
But
I'm sorry. Please continue.
I don't know. You guys might be able to tell me if this has more relation. But he says "our girl Friday" when Prater's talking about Charlie on the phone, and it just sort of spiked my curiosity on the origin of that phrase, which you all may already know this. "Our girl Friday" goes back to Man Friday, which is about the character Friday from Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe, a native that he rescued from a shipwreck, named him Friday because he met him on a Friday, and became a servant. And so the phrase Man Friday just refers to like a competent assistant or servant. I thought is an interesting layer to the fact that Prater kind of owns everybody.
Yeah.
Even if that's a phrase we kind of throw around. I don't really hear that very often.
I didn't
I'll
know
go Friday.
that history. That's very interesting. I'm glad you looked that up. I know it from like I don't remember who, but like the old school detective shows where
I
like the
remember it from James
secretary
Bond.
or James Bond, like the
Yeah.
secretary, the assistant, like Wonder Woman to the general that she worked for when she wasn't Wonder Woman. That was his girl
yeah.
Friday.
Robinson Crusoe is from 1719, so it's certainly been a part of the zeitgeist, the phrasing for a while.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was a little thing. And then I have one other little thing. Just so that this episode got currently has a 9.9 rating.
Dang, they are freaking killing it this season.
Yeah.
That's the highest yet.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of people that are like, this is the best episode of any Dexter series, of anything, like whatever. Yeah, 9.9 rating. Now, it's still early, so, surely that could change. But all of this season, I think, aside from like one episode, is above like a 9.
Yeah, we read an article last week on the pod that these last, not counting this episode, but the previous 4 episodes have been the highest ranked Dexter episodes ever. And I think it's the top ranked Showtime show ever. So they're bringing it in. And I really said it last week and I'll say it again. I hope they don't shit the bed like they did in the final season of the original.
Yeah. I mean, 9.9. It's early, but there were still like 25,000 votes.
Oh, so, yeah. I don't see it dropping that much. Like, if it drops.
That's why I don't know that I've ever seen anything rated 9.9 on.
Oh, it's been very rare, but I'm really interested.
Mark, you got anything else?
Yeah, I have nothing else to offer as far as the episode. I'm looking forward to what's coming up within the next episode. But I'm looking forward to what we get. This has been, I'm still waiting to see Prater with an apple in his mouth and Dexter with a knife to go towards his back.
You are so funny. He's been hoping for that since the first of the season, since Prater's introduction. Well, so I guess episode 3. So yeah. I'm glad that Blessing forgives Dexter. And then this got me, and I didn't notice it until the second watch. The closing credits open with someone making a fedora, like the fedoras that Batista wears.
Yeah.
That was nice.
The ending credits have grown on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, final thoughts, Mark. Yay or nay?
I have to give this a yay, but really scary to say nay for the fact that I didn't want to see Angel to go.
Yeah, same. I was a yay for me. I think my talk throughout this podcast episode has explained all of that. Again, I wish Batista would have had a happier story, but we knew it was coming. So rest with the angels on hell. Kelsey?
Yay. I loved seeing Batista be killed. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't at me, at Kelsey.
Don't dox me. I don't know what other ending there would have been but that for Batista this season. Yeah, I really like this episode. It caught up on some of the things that I had been a little bit frustrated with them on leaving, felt like we're kind of thrown to the wayside. Even just bringing back the little fingerprint again.
Yeah.
This episode, even though twins don't have the same fingerprints. So, like, that's still, okay, television.
I didn't even think of that.
Well, that was like one of the things that had bothered me, where it was like they gave us all these little details, but then ignored the little details on the other things. But
that could mean that the one twin is the one who went to all of the things at Prater's house.
I don't think so. I think, or they had a thing to do fingerprints. They could have had like a little, it doesn't matter. They're both dead. But so anyway, but they brought back some little things and tied up little things that made me happy. So now I'm just, really thinking about next week.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for it. All right, well, let's move into some show notes and news. I found an article written by John, who still has no last name. So John via Dexter Daily posted an article where David Zayas explains why Batista had to handle the Bay Harbor Butcher case himself.
David Zayas, the actor who has embodied Angel Batista since the very beginning of Dexter, opened up to Hollywood Reporter about his character's heartbreaking fate, Batista's mistakes, and what it meant to finally confront Dexter's secrets after all these years. So when he got the call to return for Resurrection, Zayas saw it as an opportunity to deepen Batista's character. He reflected that Batista's belief that Dexter had been dead for 12 years changed everything. He goes, quote unquote, "There's an innocence that's been chipped away. Angel is darker, less trusting, but still determined to do things the right way. What made it especially interesting is that in New York City, Angel has no authority. So he has to try and convince others with the information that he has," which is the truth. That's literally what he does with the detectives throughout the episodes.
So where did Batista go wrong? Could he have avoided this devastating outcome? David Zayas explained that Batista's downfall really began back at the end of Dexter: New Blood, when Angel received the call revealing that Dexter was still alive, along with the damning photograph. It lit a fire in him. From that moment forward, he was on a mission to confirm the evidence and bring his old friend to justice. Even though Batista was retired and no longer had any official duty, his strong moral code wouldn't allow him to walk away. He knew the risks, he understood the danger, but to him this wasn't about vengeance. It was about justice and about doing things the right way, legally and by the book. That was always who Batista was at his core. His bond with Dexter also made walking away impossible. Zayas recalled a powerful moment from the original series when Dexter helped Batista out of a tough situation. Over coffee afterward, Dexter confessed to him, "If there's anybody else I'd want to be like, it would be you." Batista responded at the time with confusion, not fully grasping what Dexter meant, but now after everything, Zayas believes that Batista finally understood the weight of those words.
Oh, wow, that's deep. Farewell to Angel Batista. For longtime fans of Dexter, Batista's death was both heartbreaking and inevitable. From the very first episode of Resurrection, it was clear that his relentless search for truth would place him in grave danger. Still, very few expected his story to end in such a devastating way. Angel Batista will be remembered as one of the franchise's most compassionate and loyal characters, a man who lived by his code of honesty and justice until the very end. His downfall wasn't void of hatred or vengeance, but of unwavering need to do the right thing, even when it cost him his life. It's a painful goodbye to a character who brought warmth, humor, and humanity to Dexter. And while his journey ended in tragedy, Angel Batista's legacy will live on in the hearts of fans forever. So freaking true.
Yeah.
Let's all tilt our fedoras to Angel.
Yep.
And we'll post a link to this article and the Hollywood Reporter article, which is worth a read because there is a point in there where Zayas says he's hopeful that Batista will make an appearance in future seasons via Dexter's imagination. But we'll post all that in show notes, so check it out.
You wouldn't be a bad conscience.
I know, right? I'd like to see that. I would really like, especially the way it ended between the two of them. I think that could be very cool.
You could come back and haunt Dexter.
For real. Knock that porcelain cat over. All right, so we got some feedback for this episode. Mark, would you like to start us off?
All right. Well, we got some feedback from our friend Penny, and she writes, "Hi, Becky, Mark, and Kelsey." Lots of K sounds.
It is, isn't it?
She goes, "I called it. I fucking called it. I love being right. Prater was over the moon and delighted to discover that Red is Dexter, the living, breathing Bay Harbor butcher, and delighted to discover, that he is the Bay Harbor butcher. Nice. I told you so." Moment for Charlie. Prater
That was
wasn't
great.
too delighted to not take precautions against this apex predator. Though, like having Charlie hold a gun on him and getting Dexter into the vault where he could be contained, what I didn't expect was for them to have Batista trussed up for sacrifice. Of all people, Prater should have known that the Bay Harbor butcher only kills killers. If he had the right or had really wanted to watch Dexter at work, quote unquote, he would have called Al back to the city. Technically, he has Dexter at work when he killed the second Gemini twin. Do you think that was the first time Prater killed someone himself? He seemed some sort of kind of giddy about it.
Yes, I do think that's the first time.
I think that was the first time he probably had killed somebody in front of other people. I think he got the exhilaration, got his jollies out, and killing somebody in front of other people, meaning Dexter, a highly decorated serial killer, and then Charlie, who is part of Delta Force and Special Ops.
Penny goes on to say, some moments that really stood out to me were Dexter searching Charlie's home, giving us a lot of backstory on her and revealing that her mother has private in-home hospital level care. That's serious money.
Yeah, that is legit serious.
The way Prater brought up Charlie's mother as Charlie is recounting her encounter with Dexter, reminding her that he basically owns her in that moment when she's so terrified of Dexter. He doesn't help Charlie's mother or that event planner's kid out of any kindness or compassion. It's transactional. He's paying for and expects absolute loyalty and obedience. When Harrison left with Gigi, Dexter gave him something for quote-unquote protection. What was it? It's sort of implied. It's condoms, but I think it was a weapon.
It sounded like condom wrappers.
I kind of heard a crinkle. I'm pretty sure it was condoms. I thought the song Mad World by Michael Andrews over the closing credits, paired with loving images of hat making, was a nice tribute to Angel Batista, a dedicated fedora lover, if there ever was one. Oh, yes.
Amen. And good call on bringing up the song. That was a great choice.
Such a good song. She says, I learned a new word. Geely saw. It's weird that Gigi and Geely are so close. That doesn't bode well for her.
Well, Mark and Kelsey would be super happy to see her get slashed.
That's not true. I did not say that.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Looking forward to the finale. This season has already been a really fun ride. Keep slaying, Penny.
Thank you, Penny.
Thanks, Penny.
Thanks,
Penny
Penny.
will be with
We'll
us.
see you.
And Kelsey and Mark and hopefully Steve. I'm hoping to have the whole gang here next week to cover the finale. So y'all be prepared for a
That'll be chaos. I'm excited.
2+ hour episode. It will be chaotic, but I just I was thinking like, who should we have as a guest on the finale? And I'm like, it just makes sense to me to have everybody. And
I love it.
We'll work through it. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it
If
out.
nothing else, it'll just be 2 hours of us talking over each other, but it'll all be fun. So we got a voicemail from a new listener. A gentleman named Christopher on Facebook encouraged me to post our podcast in a different Dexter group that I did not know existed. and she found us through one of those fan pages. So
Nice.
I am very excited to hear her thoughts.
Good morning. I'm so sorry about any sounds from recording in the car, but I'm beside myself and I need to get it out.
Oh,
This is Michelle from Jersey. I just,
Hi, Michelle from
the
Jersey.
first time I'm leaving an episode feeling like deflated instead of elated.
Oh,
This was heartbreaking to me and also very disappointing. It's the first episode, and I might get crucified for saying this, but where I felt like the writers let us down.
Okay.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. There was so much that I loved. I loved him being able to tell Harrison everything, the truth about everything. That was just beautiful to me. Harrison accepting it, them really being true with each other and it being safe for that to happen. I loved that. When look, oh my God, I can't even talk.
no,
Michelle, she sounds like she's gonna cry.
I know.
When Angel was going to Prater, I couldn't breathe. The anxiety I was having over this whole thing was crazy making. So I thought they did a brilliant job on that. Dexter walking in to find him on the table and that he'd been revealed. Prater getting wood from realizing who he had in his possession. All of it. The tie-in from Charlie about her mom finally explaining the reason for that lady who was setting up the stage and that conversation that was there, that now you owe me kind of thing. So much, so good and so right. The only things that I really just so upset by, well, first I just thought Charlie's crying in the car with him when he had the thing around her neck just was not, I wasn't buying it at all. And Uma's a good actress, so I don't know if she cries badly or I just couldn't buy that this special ops character. I'm not saying you wouldn't cry over your mom or your kid. It was the way she was doing it that just felt like, no, there are certain people, like when you have Dexter on the table, when the Skinner had him, it's like he's going to have a different attitude than the average scared person, and I just didn't see that. But whatever. Really, the big issues were having to do with the Angel scene. Obviously, I did not want Angel to die,
Yeah.
like probably everyone else, but I get it. I get how it came there. I get that maybe it even had to happen. But I just hated the way they did that whole scene. To me, Charlie had now made it clear that she's indebted to and disgusted by Prater. And she's telling him in that moment, don't do this, to killing Angel. So when Dexter cuts him free, there's two people, one with a gun, one with a knife, who are opposed to what's happening. That could have gone in a whole different way. Whether or not Angel wound up dead, which I wish he did not, I still would have been okay with that. I just felt like that was an opportunity that was missed.
I didn't even think of that.
And the whole
I think that's
thing
why she said
turned
don't do it.
ridiculous to me. The comedic almost, the shooting and the running and the chaos, the way it went down. I was disappointed. But the biggest disappointment of all, Angel's last words. I mean, now he saw that these other people were worse than him, that he knows he only killed bad people, and now he set him free. So he saw that Dexter, in essence, in that moment, was willing to risk his own life to save Angel's. That was his choice he made. He could have easily killed him to protect himself, but he didn't. So for him to have chosen Angel there, and then in that moment to tell him that he did not kill LaGuerta, that he did not kill Jokes, for Angel's last words to be "fuck you," I can't get past it. I can't get past it. I feel like I'm scared of the future of the show after that moment, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to let go of it. Obviously, I'm hooked, I'm addicted. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself when the show ends, because I've already watched the Dexter original series 30 times because I can't go on without it for very long. I'm going to be a fan forever. This just really disappointed me.
Oh, Michelle, I feel like Michelle needs a hug.
He does. I think so too.
I'm giving you a virtual hug, Michelle.
Yes, you are. All of
Yeah.
us are hugging you, and I like her take on that. Fuck you. I saw it very different. I like her take on that, and I could see. I see your point. I stand by my feelings about it, but that was a great voicemail, Michelle.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I think there's too much love lost to like not say fuck you. At the
Yeah.
end. Like I don't know what else you would have said. Like
What does fuck
there
you
was
mean?
no
I
love
love you?
left. There was no love left in Batista though.
Well, welcome to the podcast, Michelle, and thank you so much. And I strongly hope we will get a voicemail from you on the season finale. And
Yeah.
don't fret,
Yes.
we've got more seasons of Dexter coming. So
That is true.
we'll have to wait a little while, but it's not over yet. So
I hope you can recover before the finale.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Like,
Please.
A little
And let us
tea,
know.
something just a little self-care, and so you can be mentally prepared.
And
for the next one.
email us and talk to us, please. Let us know how you are after the season ending. Please.
yeah, we would really like to hear from you after the finale. And you can email us anytime if you just need a Dexter fan shoulder to cry on or somebody to talk to, because
We're here.
we love, I don't know if you've noticed, we love to talk. So
Yeah, we like to talk too much.
We've got a voicemail from Steve Brown.
Woo-hoo.
Hello, what's on tonight? This is Steve, and it's going to be for Dexter Resurrection, Season 1, Episode 9. Touched by an Angel. Oh, Harrison is good. Has he really watched all of Prater's TED Talks? Once again, we see that Dexter has this way about him, as Prater says, that makes him trust him. Ooh. And now Dexter coming completely clean to Harrison about everything he's been doing, or at least a little bit. Oh, he is coming clean about everything with Harrison, even the Gemini killers. Okay, that seems a little unusual that his boss, Stefan, would just let a customer have him for the whole day, for his whole shift, as a bellhop, maybe.
Yeah, that was
I don't
weird.
know. And we have
not in a
another
high-end
mention,
hotel.
Hannah by Harrison, calling her his mom. Oh, Blessing's still mad about Dexter telling his daughter about... Oh, come on, dude. Oh, okay, is this Dexter's first actual apology about doing that to him, I guess? He didn't actually say, I'm sorry, but he did say it was a mistake. Ooh, that was rather a leap that Dexter was able to figure out where Charlie lived from her hotel records, I guess. Oh, her mother isn't in a facility. She's actually at the house. It's lucky for Dexter that the nurse wasn't very observant. Ooh, and now Dexter/Red has Charlie. And he's specifically using Rhett's modus operandi, MO. Okay, I had to pause it for a second because that conversation between Dexter and Charlie was very interesting. It almost sounds like Charlie doesn't like working for Prater and that she hunts down serial killers too. So maybe this could be a Charlie-Dexter partnership by the end of the season. Maybe? Probably not, but maybe. Oh, and who was it who said the manhole cover lifter thingy was that Dexter that the New York Ripper's using? Mm-hmm. Sure enough. Back with the police investigation. And now they have Batista in the box and they're interrogating him. And they're probably saving your life, Batista, by sending you away.
No.
But of course, now that he's seen who Prater is, bad mistake, buddy. Spatter, not splatter. Okay, I know that little conversation between Dexter and Harrison, we're meant to think he gave Harrison condoms or something like that. Do you think he gave Harrison a gun?
Oh my
or
gosh.
protection? Ooh, so now Prater and Dexter are going to meet the day of the gala, and here's Batista walking up to the mansion. Uh-oh, and now Prater knows Dexter's real name, knows that he's not Red Schmidt. Ooh, Batista. Oh, this really is the penultimate episode for the season. Ooh, and he's bringing Dexter into the vault. We'll see what happens. Oh, they've got Batista on the table like a kill room. Whoa. Peter Dinklage is so good. The excitement he has here of meeting the Bay Harbor Butcher. I'm glad they didn't just wow. Oh, Angel's getting red here. I don't know. Something's going to happen. Oh, Prater shot him. All right. On to the finale. Talk to you next week.
Thank you, Steve, for once again bringing up stuff that
That
we can
moment where he
talk
said,
about.
"Oh, they're doing you a favor by sending you away."
Yeah, no, wait for it. That's what I want to be like. Wait for it.
Oh.
Yeah, I love Steve. Good health to him. And we have a voicemail coming from our friend Sam.
Hey guys, how we feeling? What a fantastic penultimate episode. I had a hard time taking a deep breath for like the last 10 minutes of that episode. I couldn't figure out where they were going to go with all of this. It's like, okay, clearly my theory is wrong and Batista's not going to be set up, I guess. And then Batista knows who Dexter is now, like for sure, and like confirmed. So I'm like, well, Batista's not just going to let him go. So like, you know, like one of them's going to have to die. And I don't want either of them to die. Obviously the show took care of it for us. Batista's obsession just did him in, man. Like that's everything about it. Giving up his job, his friends, his social circle down in Miami to hunt down his ex-best friend that he hasn't seen in years, alienating local law enforcement, and even when Dexter freed him, which was such a cool moment, by the way, I got goosebumps. Because, you know, Dexter's not going to fulfill his code, you know, I can't kill an innocent. He couldn't see it for what it was. Batista was just so obsessed, and he was just obsessed with destroying Dexter, because I guess that means it would help destroy his guilt and his shame and his grief. And of course it's not going to work. By the way, now Prater fits Dexter's kill code. He killed someone, an innocent. So, like hands-on killed them. So I get a feeling we're going to see some delicious murder next episode, the last one for the season. So yeah, I feel very bad for Batista's character, and I like that I can't predict anything in this dang show. I love it. I'm thrown in all these different circles. Finding out about Charlie was a bit of a letdown for me. I don't know. I've never really cared about her character one way or another. I don't know what directions they gave to Uma Thurman, because she's a great actress, but I'm just like, I don't really, like, she's kind of stale and cold, and I just sort of, whatever. I don't know. I am also a famously very tough sell. Like, the only reason I cared about the cops, or I should say grew to care about the cops in the original show of Dexter, was because Dexter cared about them and Dexter worked with them. So we got to follow them for a few years. I don't care about the cops on these Dexter shows otherwise. I'm not rooting for them. I'm rooting for Dexter. And this is like, it's nothing to do with the actors or the characterizations. I think those are spot on and amazing and great representation. I don't care about them. I find them very boring. And I just want to get back to Dexter's Murder Playhouse, or the polar opposite, Blessing's Wonderful Happy House. So I just find it very dragging, and I have to like stop myself from fast forwarding it because I don't care. It will be interesting if your theory is correct, that was actually the other killer in New York City. I just don't really care. I want to get back to the Murder Playhouse. So yeah, it was just really good. Speaking about Blessing, I think Blessing's reaction last week's episode and this week's episode was just a manifestation of grief.
Yeah.
That's how I took it last week, and that's how I took it this week too. I mean, The Secret happened to be a hot topic for him because not only did his mom, the center of his world and his hero, die, that was a big secret between him and his mom. Like, his mom saved him from being a child soldier. I'm pretty sure he told his wife, because that seems like something Blessing would do. And it was something that I think was just so triggering for his grief that he just lashed out, because anger is so common in grief. It's not a stage. There's no stages of grief. That's actually a myth. But, like, at least for people left behind, that's only for people who are dying, go through the stages. But it was just, like, that's how I took it. I mean, he completely crumbled when Dexter offered, like, a pretty good apology. But he was just like, give me a hug. My fears are blessing. He's so sweet. And just, like, a quick funny side note, I did cackle a little bit when Dexter gave Harrison the condoms, because I was like, I don't know what size your son was. Were you like, nah, you're probably about my size in condoms. Here you go, Sonny boy.
Oh my god.
I know, like, the average condom can fit
I don't think
everyone.
there's that many sizes. Oh, Sam, there's some
So I
subliminal
cannot wait
stuff
to
going
hear
on
your
there.
guys' theory for episode 10. Who do you think survives? Other than
Did he
Dexter.
buy him Magnums?
Other than Dexter and Harrison, who do you think survives next week's episode?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd like more insight onto your thoughts on Dexter and Harrison's penises. I believe they survive, but I think Charlie will survive.
I think Charlie will survive as well. I have a funny feeling that Charlie probably will be helping Dexter.
I think Charlie or Prater will survive, but I don't think both of them do.
No,
I don't
I
think
think
Prater
Prater's
survives.
dead. I think he ends next week. Curious. All right.
And he becomes part of his little blood slides.
Yeah, I guess Dexter could get his blood slides back.
I think the only way Prater would, he's definitely taking those with him. I think the only way Prater would survive, I don't know how they pull that off though, is if Dexter exposed his quote unquote trophy room. And I don't know. I'm sorry.
I mean, Prater could like sacrifice Charlie in some way, like he's thrown her under the bus a billion other times, but
or try to kill her mother and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and find out.
We'll have to wait, everybody.
So close, yet so far away. You're welcome. All right. So just got a message from our friend Alma on this week's episode via our What's On Tonight Facebook page. And she says, OMG, 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 the cats are about to pounce. She's cracking me up with these cats. Freaking Batista. I really did not expect him to go to Prater and spill the beans. I'm thinking he probably wishes he didn't. That was me saying that. And she says, and I knew Dexter was not going to be the one to kill him. I'm glad he wasn't.
Yeah.
She says, honestly, I really thought Batista was torn up about Dexter. It broke my heart at how much hate he had for Dexter to the bitter end with like a trying not to cry emoji. I love how Dexter got the jump on Charlie. That was amazing. She was really scared for a second with the oh my gosh emoji and a laughing, crying face emoji. Oof. How's Dexter going to get out of this predicament now? Good question. I think either Harrison saves him or he was smart and got that daggum code while Prater was entering it, because they made that a very specific shot.
Then what was the code, Becky?
I love
She didn't write it down.
GG. That was the code. Well, thank you everyone so much for the feedback. We just love hearing from y'all. It really adds so much to the conversations. So please keep it coming. And we cannot wait to hear what everybody thinks about the finale. And if you would like to leave us some feedback or just say hi, you can send an email or a voice message as an attachment to what's on tonight and the number 2@gmail.com. You can visit our Facebook page where there will be a post for the next episode. And you can leave feedback in the comment section or send us a message through Facebook Messenger. And we can also be found on Instagram at What's On Tonight Podcast and the number 2.
We would greatly appreciate it if you would leave a comment, like, and or share on your podcast listening app of choice.
All right, so let's sneak around Charlie's house with Dexter and share where else listeners can hear us, podcast recommendations, TV suggestions, or anything else you want to share. Kelsey?
I am really curious about this show that's coming out called The Lowdown, I think it is, on FX. It's starring like Ethan Hawke, and it's coming out on like the 23rd. The pilot's coming out.
Let me know if you like it. I saw the previews.
I'm curious. Yeah. It says like determined bookstore owner in Tulsa moonlights as an investigative journalist. But it looks funny. And there's actually Peter Dinklage. I saw it was in like a scene of the preview, although he wasn't listed in the cast when I looked at it. So just
Prater.
Well, yeah, he did become the Toxic Avenger. That went over both your
Yep.
heads. Okay.
Yeah. As you can
So-
tell by the blank stares.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got that little look, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
I'm looking forward to the lowdown and football season starting. And
Oh yeah. Well, football
Taskmaster season.
Yeah, it started already, didn't it?
Well, not professional football. Not the
No,
actual
but
season.
my
College football
Tennessee
started.
Volunteers
Yeah,
beat up Syracuse today.
There you
that is
go.
true.
It's like
Wish
Taskmaster
that I
season.
was on old Rocky Top.
Taskmaster season 20 is also starting in like a week or two.
Oh.
So if you like British humor and laughing, you should watch that because that's really fun.
Awesome.
I need cozy. I think after the season of Dexter, we're all going to need something like that.
Go turn on some Taskmaster. You could
Yeah.
actually even the last season, I think season 19, Mark Souza was a good season. If you were going to start with one, season 19 is not a bad season to start with.
Awesome. Yeah, just don't watch Naked and Afraid. That'll stress you out. Trust me.
Two things I don't want to be naked and afraid. Mark, where can listeners hear you?
All right. Well, I can be found here as always, apparently, for what's on tonight for when we cover Dexter Resurrection. You can also hear me on Panels to Pixels podcast, where we just recently dropped our Superman conversation about all the iterations of Superman on film, celluloid. And we did our coverage and our review of the new 2025 version of Superman by James Gunn. We are continuing, or going to actually start, but it'll be tomorrow. We are recording this on August 30th, but Steve and I will be covering Peacemaker season 2, episodes 1 and 2 tomorrow night. So clue into that if you loved Peacemaker, if you loved The Suicide Squad that was put out years ago by James Gunn himself. And we're going to have a lot of discussion within that. I'm trying to get the guys from formerly of Fantasy Picks Movie Edition to jump in and have fun with that. But it's probably going to be me and Steven, and then probably a week later, somebody will jump on. But I also do another podcast called Adrenaline Cinema Podcast. And I just recently dropped an episode that I recorded my friend Frank Rodriguez, and we discussed the movie Megaforce from 1982. So you can check that out. It's all in its all glory of wannabe G.I. Joe, an American hero style kind of movie back from 1982. So we get into the cheesiness of the film, what we loved about it, growing up on it. And of course, you could hear me on the Pirate Car Entertainment Podcast when I do the music podcast when we put out an episode.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks to Penny's suggestion, I started listening to Amy Poehler's Good Hang podcast, and Penny was right. It is great for when you just want something wholesome, fun, and lots of good laughs. Her guests are absolutely amazing. I'm currently listening to her. I have this OCD thing where I have to start in order. So I started with her first podcast, which is with Tina Fey, and then I'm not really familiar with who her second person was, but I'm listening to her interview now with Martin Short.
Ooh.
Oh.
I was Ed Grimley for Halloween one year.
Aw.
Do y'all know who Ed Grimley is?
Yep.
I must say. The Triangle. Anyway, it's a great podcast. So if you are looking for something light and fun, it's a good one to listen to. Penny and Kara are still rocking with their coverage of Still Slaying.
Mhm.
And check out that and a lot of other good stuff over on podcastica.com. And as always, we give a big thank you to Mark and Pirate Core Entertainment for giving us this platform.
Woo.
Please visit the Pirate Core page. You can find it on our Facebook page. And there you can find our podcast as well as other podcasts like Dinner for Her with our very own Mandy. And I have been harassing Mandy about getting her latest episode out. So hopefully it will be out sometimes in the near future. There's
wow.
also, like Mark mentioned, Adrenaline Cinema podcast, Panels to Pixels podcast, and other projects that Mark is working on.
Yep. And well, that kind of wraps up our coverage of episode 9 of Dexter Resurrection. We will be back next week with the whole crew to cover the season finale entitled And Justice for All.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. I found this great quote. Turned out it was an Eminem lyric. It says, I'm not going to rap it, though, because nobody wants that. But it says, I'm not afraid to take a stand. Everybody come, take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Just to let you know that you're not alone. Holler if you feel that you've been down the same road. So after hearing Michelle's voicemail, I feel like this is so for you. We are here for you, and everybody hang in there. We're all in this together. We're all going to be okay. I'm Becky.
And I'm Charlie. Wait, no. Damn it. I'm Mark.
I'm Kelsey, and Mark's still a bitch.
Oh, shut up.
Shots fired. We'll catch you next week when we grab the remote and see what's on tonight. Bye.
Bye. I didn't sign up for this abuse.